Hello everyone, my name is Brett Smith and I'm a senior software engineer at Curie. Today we're going to briefly go over the FAIR principles for data and workflows and how the Arvados platform can help you realize those principles and benefits in your own work. As data sets become larger, it becomes more difficult to track the provenance of specific results or to reproduce them. The FAIR principles are intended to help you tackle this problem. They set out specific ways that data should be findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. One major goal of the principles is to emphasize machine actionability. People using software should be able to search, retrieve, and work with data without having to manually keep track of where the data lives or where it came from. People have also thought about how FAIR principles might specifically apply to other kinds of digital objects, such as research software and workflows. This is an area of ongoing work, but one key idea that has come out of it is that workflows should both work with FAIR data as input and produce FAIR data as output. Together, this can help set up a virtuous cycle that makes it easier for workflows to interoperate on each other's data, easier for researchers to reproduce their results, and easier for systems to track the provenance of all the data they contain. Arvados is an open source research platform that helps researchers go FAIR and realize these benefits for themselves by having a data storage system and a workflow execution engine working together in close concert. The storage layer is called Keep. The core unit of data organization in Arvados is a collection, which is a set of files that can be organized with names in a directory-like structure. Collections can be addressed either by an immutable content address or a stable unique identifier. They can also be searched using standard vocabularies, as well as lab or project-specific metadata. The workflow execution engine is called Crunch. Crunch ensures that all the work it does is recorded in Keep. All the computation's inputs, including the workflow definition and the container images it uses, are all loaded from Keep using the immutable content address. As the work generates logs and outputs, those are safe to keep as well, and the final content address is saved as part of the work record too. So these work records saved by Crunch, using content addresses for data stored in Keep, means Arvados automatically tracks the provenance of all data in the system. Let's review how Keep and Crunch, working together, help you keep your data and workflows FAIR. Keep's data collections have several features to promote findability. Collections have both a content address and a stable unique identifier, which can be used to find it even if data in the system is reorganized later. The collection also has metadata attached, both from work records created by Crunch, as well as specific metadata defined by the user in the workflow definition. Storing everything together in one collection record this way ensures metadata can't become detached from its source data, and it aids in searching by metadata as well. All data in Keep is accessible through standard communications protocols. Keep's native API makes the underlying data available through a straightforward HTTPS API, and there are SDKs for that available in several languages to access it. Keep also makes collection files accessible through a typical file-based web API, an S3 compatible API, and there's a Fuse driver that lets users access data in Keep like it's a remote file system. Collection records can remain in Arvados even when the underlying data is removed from Keep, so you still have as much information as possible about data that was used in the past. Arvados helps keep your data and workflows interoperable by supporting standards throughout. Keep isn't specific to any data storage format, so you can use the format that's most interoperable for your domain. Collection metadata is stored as simple JSON, and Crunch workflows are defined in the open standard common workflow language. Arvados can be configured to recognize and enforce specific metadata vocabularies to keep that information consistent across collections. Those vocabularies can also be a big help to ensure data in Arvados is reusable. Arvados automatically records a lot of metadata for you. Workflow definitions automatically have source metadata recorded from Git, and computational outputs can trace their provenance to their inputs and analysis through Crunch's work records. All the metadata changes that users might make are recorded in history, just like any other change to the collection. I understand that the FAIR principles can seem high-minded. I think part of the reason for that is because they recognize that keeping data FAIR isn't the responsibility of any one person or program, but all the processes that work with it. Arvados can't make your data completely FAIR, but the way it tracks provenance and other metadata gives you a fantastic foundation to work with. You can learn more at the websites here, or feel free to reach out to me with any questions you have. Thank you very much.